Episode 12. Han Li did not stop and continued.
Once you take this pill, you must take another dose at regular intervals, and each time you'll endure inhuman agony, as if your tendons are being pulled and your marrow sucked dry. If you stop, the best you can hope for is total paralysis. At worst, you'll die. And even if you take it on time every single time, within 10 years of the first dose, you'll die from the life you've drained away. Don't tell me this pill in my hand isn't the marrow-draining pill.
Senior brother Li's face was etched with the despair of having his deepest secret exposed. Yet his eyes still held a look of utter, unthinkable shock.
Surprised, are you? This pill is incredibly rare. How would I recognize it? It's actually quite simple. I've taken one of those pills myself.
Han Li's words were earth-shattering, leaving senior brother Li utterly stunned. But then Li Feiyu's face took on a look of disbelief.
My method of taking the medicine was different from yours. I only consumed a single pill, dividing it into 10 portions and taking them over 10 separate occasions, each time using it as a catalyst for other medicines. So there were no harmful side effects to my body. The appearance of the pill was so drastically different from the scent it gave off, so it left a very deep impression on me. I always thought I was the only person in the world who would ever take this secret pill. Surprised. I never would have thought you were taking it too.
Having said that, Han Li looked at senior brother Li with a gaze that seemed to hold both admiration and pity. Senior brother Li refused to meet Han Li's gaze, closing his eyes lightly. Yet the erratic rise and fall of his chest betrayed his inner turmoil.
You've been taking this medicine for several years now, haven't you? If you stop taking these pills now, I can ask Dr. Mo to prepare a special medicine for you. It won't restore all your lost years, but it could give you another 20 or 30. But your martial arts would be lost. If you keep taking these pills, judging by this year's episode, you'll be lucky to live another 5 or 6 years. Of course, during those years, your martial arts will progress faster and faster, far more rapidly than your current pace. Since you dared to take that secret elixir, you must be a person of resolute will. It's your body. You decide what to do with it. Will you take this pill or throw it away?
Senior brother Li's eyelids fluttered faintly, a clear sign of the fierce internal struggle raging within him. A moment later, his tightly shut eyes snapped open. They fixed on the pill in Han Li's hand with a fanatical gleam. Han Li said nothing more. He pushed the pill into the man's mouth, watching him swallow it dry along with the foam. Only then did he gently begin to pull out the silver needles one by one. Once all the needles were removed, the pill's potency began to take effect. Senior brother Li's pale complexion flushed with an unnatural crimson, his entire face gradually turning a deep, bloody red. His body began to convulse again, limbs trembling uncontrollably, low sounds escaping his throat. He didn't want to lose face in front of Han Li and fought to suppress his voice, but the inhuman agony forced a groaning roar from his throat. Senior brother Li's roars grew louder, and his body convulsed more violently. A long time passed before his roars began to slowly subside, fading away completely. Gradually, the color returned to his face, and his body stopped convulsing. It seemed he had weathered the most agonizing phase. Senior brother Li slowly sat up straight, crossed his legs, closed his eyes once more, and began to meditate and regulate his breathing. Han Li found a clean rock and sat down casually, watching him work to restore his energy. After the time it takes to eat a meal, senior brother Li, who had been sitting cross-legged, suddenly snapped his eyes open. He snatched up the long blade at his side, drew it, and leapt to his feet. With a forceful swing of his arm, a flash of blade light, and the cold steel was already pressed against Han Li's neck. "Give me one good reason not to kill you."
I just saved your life. Does that count as a reason?
Han Li's expression remained unchanged, though his brow twitched almost imperceptibly. Senior brother Li's expression softened slightly, but his eyes remained fixed on Han Li with a fierce glare.
I knew when I saved you that you'd probably kill me to keep your secret. I just didn't think you'd move so fast. Even though I knew saving you would bring me trouble, I couldn't just stand by and watch you die. Not after learning the healing arts.
Upon hearing this, senior brother Li's face took on an awkward expression. The blade moved slightly away from Han Li's neck, but it wasn't withdrawn completely. Hanley breathed an inward sigh of relief, and his tone grew even steadier.
You don't need to worry about me telling anyone your secrets. Just look at me, I'm not a gossip. If you're still uneasy, I can swear a blood oath. You can see for yourself, I don't know any martial arts. If you ever find I've broken my oath, you can cut me down without a second thought.
Swear a blood oath.
Amused, he certainly gets straight to the point. But with that oath sworn, I can finally rest easy. Thoughtful, I did observe his face before I treated him, and he didn't seem like a cruel or ungrateful man. But that's hardly a guarantee. If he turns out to be a treacherous villain, I'll have no choice but to use my only means of self-defense.
With that thought, Han Li quietly moved his finger away from the iron tube concealed in his sleeve. After Han Li solemnly swore a vicious oath, Senior Brother Li finally withdrew his long blade and sheathed it. Han Li touched his neck, where the sharp blade had left a shallow cut. It felt sticky to the touch.
That was way too close. I didn't think it through well enough. I've got to learn from this. No more of these thankless, boneheaded jobs for me. Whether they live or die is their own business. It's got nothing to do with me. Unless there's enough benefit and absolute certainty, I won't lift a finger to save anyone again.
The consequences of Han Li's first act of rescue directly led to his future habit of never rising early without profit. His originally somewhat simple and honest nature was completely abandoned. He was no villain, but he was a far cry from being honest and kind. Senior Brother Li had fully regained the vigor he'd shown at the bottom of the cliff. He gathered up the miscellaneous items Han Li had searched out and placed on the ground, stowing them back on his person. Only then did he step before Han Li and, with earnest sincerity, state his name and make his promise.
You saved my life and agreed to keep my secret. I, Li Feiyu, owe you a great debt. As long as I'm alive, if you need anything, come find me. If it's within my power, I'll help you.
Sneering, I doubt I'll be the one needing your help. You're the one with all the trouble, aren't you?
How did you know that?
Anyone could figure that out. You're just a regular guardian disciple. Yet you've been placed above a whole bunch of hall masters, elders, even the sect leader's own prized disciples. Did you really think they'd let you have an easy time of it?
Lai Feiyu's face darkened. He remained silent for a long moment.
Your business is none of my concern, and I can't interfere. However, I can help you alleviate some of the pain from taking that marrow-draining pill.
Really?
Why would I lie to you?
That's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Li Feiyu rubbed his hands together eagerly, his eyes fixed on Han Li.
Why are you looking at me like that? I don't have that medicine on me right now. I'd need to go back to Divine Hand Valley to prepare it.
Li Feiyu felt a pang of embarrassment. He just threatened the guy with a knife, and now he was asking him to prepare medicine.
My name is Han Li. I'm Dr. Mo's personal disciple. With your level of skill, just call me Junior Brother Han tomorrow at noon. Wait for me at the entrance to the Divine Hand Valley. I'll prepare the medicine and bring it to you. Explaining Dr. Mo isn't home right now, so I can't just let an outsider into the house.
I'll be there on time. Thanks, brother.
Han Li watched Li Feiyu's figure recede into the distance, standing motionless and silent. Han Li never asked Li Feiyu why he took that secret drug. He knew that even if he asked, it wouldn't change what had already happened.
Since he's willing to trade his entire future for the glory and prestige of being Senior Brother Li right now, it means he must have a reason he can't refuse. No one willingly chooses suicide, not even a slow, profitable one. No one would do that with a glad heart. Forcing him to explain his troubles would only rip open a wound that was just starting to heal.
Clearly, Han Li had done the right thing. Before leaving, Li Feiyu was deeply grateful for his understanding, as he hadn't pressed for the specific reason behind taking the marrow extraction pill. He didn't say it out loud, but Li Feiyu knew he owed the other man another favor. Han Li intended to honor their agreement. Not only would he keep the man's secret, but he also decided to prepare a special medicine to ease his pain as soon as he returned to the valley. The reason was simple. Since the other party wasn't a scoundrel and hadn't truly tried to kill him, he would make the man owe him an even greater favor. That way, he couldn't refuse any future requests.
Li Feiyu's martial arts will only get stronger in the coming years. The stronger he gets, the more useful he'll be to me, even if I don't need his help in the next few years. That's fine. Thoughtful, Li Feiyu might not be a good man, but after what happened today, At least he won't be a threat to me.
Han Li ran through all the events in his mind, front to back, and found no loose ends. Only then did he stroll leisurely back to the Valley of the Godly Hand. Soon after his leisurely return to the valley, Han Li began preparing the secret medicine Li Feiyu required. The medicine to ease a person's suffering wasn't difficult to concoct. All the necessary herbs could be found right in the valley's medicinal garden. The process was just a bit tedious, requiring careful and meticulous work. After a busy afternoon, Han Li had finally prepared enough medicine to last Li Feiyu a full year. He could have made more, but he hoped Li Feiyu would return each year to collect it, ensuring he wouldn't slowly forget this debt of gratitude.